Welcome to World Democracy Index and StudyIQ. Today we have with us Harpreet Singh, Conservative candidate from Surrey Newton. Welcome, Harpreet.
Thank you very much.
So how is the campaign going?
It's going wonderful. Over the past 10 months, I have knocked on over 16,000 homes, and the response has been tremendous. But along with that, people are concerned about a lot of issues, which I think we'll discuss in details. So overall, it has been a great experience.
Yes. So, you're meeting a lot of people as you're going out in the community. What are some of the issues that are coming out that are really impacting the community?
So the most important, I would like to segregate into three things. The top priority people are concerned about is public safety. The second issue is about immigration. And the third is, which is the most important, and I feel we need to address it at a very big level, people are losing faith in the politicians. And when I say people are losing faith in the politicians, it means that people openly are saying to me on the doors that we do not trust the politicians because we are only seen during the election time. We come, we give big promises, and then we just disappear. So that is where I feel concerned that when people start losing faith in the democratic process, it is not a good sign. And we as politicians need to start working on these issues where the public can make us accountable and we are accountable to them so that whatever we say to them, we fulfill that.
Right. So, as you mentioned, one of the main concerns, immigration. We all are seeing in the communities what is happening right now. So, could you elaborate a little bit more on
Absolutely.
that?
So, when I talk about immigration, the Conservatives believe in a fair, orderly, and compassionate immigration system, but not the kind of immigration that is happening now. So, for example, LMIs are being sold for $50,000, $70,000. The international students who are coming over here are being exploited. These are common things what we are hearing. You must have read a story which is again a matter of shock in Canada. LMI is sold for $170,000, and this is CBC reported this. So where are we heading to? We do not believe that people should take advantage or misuse the system. So once we form the government after October 21st, we're going to put a stop to all this. Especially the third world agreement, country agreement between USA and Canada, whereby people just cross the border and claim refugee status. We think it is not right. They should stop. While door knocking, I have been meeting people, especially seniors, and they've been talking about issues. And I was deeply disturbed when I went to a home and one elderly gentleman, 78 years old, told me that last year there was an increase of 87 cents in his CPP. You see, 87 cents in 1 year. The kind of environment where we are living, it's already difficult for the people to stay over here. So this becomes a mockery of the system. So when it comes to immigration, we are going to work on these issues whereby the system which is being abused will not be abused. Of course, we are not against immigration. The same number of people, 275,000 to 300,000, will be brought into Canada. But the way the system is being abused and misused, that will stop.
I agree with you in that because that brings a question and a concern, a major concern of public safety as well.
Right.
So what are you going to do about the public safety?
That is another major issue what people are talking about. We have lost over 200 youth in gang-related violence. And in Surrey Newton, whenever I have gone to the people and talked to them, they say nothing is being done. So that is why we believe that laws should be toughened for the criminals. And we have already said that some tougher penalties will be imposed on criminals. Victims are always saying that we are not heard, but we assure them that everything is going to change once we form the government because we believe that criminals should feel the pinch and the victims who are being abused by them or who are not being taken seriously, they should be the ones who are heard. So we assure that we will come up with some tougher penalties. We have already announced, for example, the automatic parole, which is given to the criminals, will stop. We have said that mandatory sentence for sexual predators will be 5 years. So similarly, we'll be tough on gangs. We're going to strengthen the vigil at the borders because ultimately the weapons and the drugs are not coming from the sky. They're coming through the borders or from the ports. So we believe that tough vigil should be there so that it becomes a deterrence for the criminals that this is not an easy thing what we can do and this needs to stop.
Right. So when we talk about public safety and gang involvement, that brings out a question about youth.
Right.
So what are some of your thoughts on young professionals or even family unity?
See, it's becoming more and more unaffordable to stay over here. What we are seeing is youngsters, it's beyond their reach now to buy a house. The stress test which has been imposed by the Liberal government, this has absolutely been I would say, it's becoming very difficult for the youngsters, not even the youngsters, but the elders also to own a house now. So when we talk about youngsters, I believe there should be more opportunities for them. And I would like to touch upon education also, because that is the most important thing. And I believe education is the foundation for any community to succeed. So over there, as far as the federal government is concerned, because education is a provincial matter, but the funding, whatever is required, I'll be a strong voice for the people that whatever way we can educate the community and the youngsters, we need to give more funds, and whatever way we can come forward, I'll be a support for that. But on the other hand, another issue is, as you have touched, is the unaffordability. It's becoming difficult for the youngsters to find jobs, to get homes. So we need to focus on these things. I'm quite surprised, you must be knowing a lot of parents who are sending their children abroad for medicine, law, or engineering.
Yes.
Why is it that we cannot create more spaces over here in Canada for them? Why do we have to send our children abroad for studies?
Yes.
Similarly, I'm also hearing from the parents and children that even if you have to do a normal course in the universities, you're not getting enough spaces.
That's
right. You are a course which was to be completed in 4 years, it's taking 6 years. Why? Because one course is in Richmond, one is in Surrey, one is in Langley, and you're just shuffling around. So this needs to stop. So my priority will be that, of course, we need international students to come. But priority should be that our younger generation should be given the priority. And then if there are some seats left, that should go to the international students, not the other way around, whereby just the international students are being taken in because they give 3 times more money, and our students over here are suffering because of that.
Absolutely. So when it also everything goes hand in hand. So we have our immigration, and then we have our youth, and that also brings another our seniors housing.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on that?
Oh yes, of course. The seniors have contributed a lot for us, and where we are today, it is because of them. So I believe the maximum benefit should be given to them. And our leader, Andrew Scheer, has already announced many policies whereby we have announced the universal tax cut, whereby a couple would be able to save about $800 in income tax. We have also announced some benefits for the seniors in the form of their age credits, whereby a couple will be able to get about $300. So we are trying to, we believe that as the seniors have played a very important role in our development, we need to focus on their needs also. It's very difficult to survive on the kind of pension they are getting right now. So for that, our party is already working on this issue, and our priority will be to look after the needs of the seniors also.
That's great. So what are your thoughts? Having said that, add on to that on healthcare. As we're seeing, it's everything's just.
See, it's again a mockery that you have to wait for 6 to 7 hours when you go to the emergency room. And again, it's a provincial issue, but we have to transfer money from the federal government. So Andrew Scheer has already announced that we'll be giving every year 3% increase in that federal funding for the healthcare. And as we are aging, our needs are changing. So I believe that maximum benefits and maximum requirements which are asked by the provincial government should be met by the federal government. And this is what the Conservatives believe in.
Right. Any other issues that you would like to address to, or why should people vote for you?
See, there are many other issues. As I said in the beginning, that people are disgruntled with the politicians. They are not having faith in us.
Yes.
So now it's upon us as to how we come forward. So I believe honesty, integrity, and ethics, these are the primary fundamentals on which we should work, and we should be ourselves responsible, because it's easy to talk but very difficult to walk the talk. And that is where my integrity for the past 27 years being a journalist comes forward. And my focus will be that I'm not giving big promises to the people. I'm saying I'm going to divide this riding into different zones. Every 2 to 3 months, I'll be going to a particular zone, get the community involved through town hall meetings, where we can sit down, talk about issues, and find solutions to the challenges we face as a community. And then everyone has a different challenge. But how to solve it, that is what we as politicians need to fulfill. We should not just say that it's a municipal issue, it's a provincial issue, or it's a federal issue. I'm going to act as a bridge between the people and the various forms of government. So I'll be strongly coming forward, talking about their issues and trying to find solutions, because it's not a one-way approach which we just adopt and everything will be fine.
Yes.
Tomorrow I get elected, I won't have a magic wand by which everything will be fine. But Dimple, the question is the integrity.
Yes.
Are we politicians wanting to change the things, or we are just giving lip service? So as I said before, people are concerned about these issues. So I assure them that I will not deviate from the principles of honesty, integrity and ethics, and I'll continue to work on those issues. And I'll be a strong voice for you in Ottawa, because I represent the constituents of Surrey Newton. So whatever your challenges are, whatever your issues are, we'll work on those. The world is changing at a fast pace. When you talk about cyber security, we as Conservatives believe that we need to work on these issues, and we have already announced that we will be monitoring these issues, and whatever concerns to us as Canadians, we'll be coming forward and working on those, because we are Canadians first, and whatever issues we are facing, we need to deal with those as a community member and involving the community, and that's where I assure that I won't backtrack from that. And my focus will be to involve the community so that we can find solutions to the challenges we face as a community.
So Harpreet, in our South Asian community, there's a lot of concerns that are arising when it comes to real estate or trucking and taxi. And what do you have to say on that?
Well, absolutely, you're right. People are concerned, and especially, as I said, I just touched this part before about the housing stress test. We believe the Canadian banking system is very strong, and Andrew Scheer, our leader, has already announced that we're going to review the stress test. And when I say the stress test, it is not going to be in the form it is right now, because it is impacting the entire community. So, of course, people who are manipulating this for their own ends, they need to be looked into, but not the common people like you and me who want to buy a house and they can't afford because their mortgage is not passed.
Yes.
So we're going to review it, and there'll be a different kind of stress test which will be coming forward. As far as truckers are concerned, our foreign policy with China, USA, India, other countries, Saudi Arabia has been really in a bad shape because of Justin Trudeau's attitude towards these countries. So we're going to solve this diplomatically, because these things need to be tackled at a diplomatic level. And when we talk about the truckers, we are hearing from them that when they go to the United States, they don't have products to bring back. And it is because China has already imposed a ban on our meat products and the soya products, and our farmers in Saskatchewan and Manitoba are suffering.
Yes.
So we're going to work on these issues. And when it comes to the taxi also, NDP has shown its true colors. They promised a lot to the taxi brothers and sisters who are involved in this trade, but they backtracked, and now it's a different environment which they are living in. So again, these issues need to be tackled, and we are concerned about it, and we want the economy to grow, because we believe the small business is the foundation for the success of any country and any community. So we will give boost to these sectors so that people can stand on their own feet and enjoy the freedom what they want and pursue their dreams, because Canada is a land of dreams, but it is only possible if some benefits are given to the people, and this is where the Conservative government comes forward. And we assure them that we'll be looking into all these aspects in great details and coming up with good policies so that it can prosper from that.
Absolutely. The change starts from within.
Absolutely.
One at a person, but at the same time, we also need a strong leader.
Right.
And who we can follow and who may lead.
Right.
So thank you so much, and
Thank
wish
you.
you all the best.
Thank you very much. And of course, leadership is not about the title which you get. It is about the way you serve the community. And I assure you, as I said before, I'll be a strong voice for you. So give me a chance, and I assure you, we will all work together to make Surrey Newton better, healthier and safer. And also, it's time for you to get ahead. That's what we as Conservatives are believing in, and we assure you our party will work on those issues and bring everything which is good for you towards the front.